The Octagon is about the role we all play in mission and evangelism. Central to this shape is the concept of a person of peace. This concept is introduced as Jesus sends his followers to copy the ministry he has been showing them. It also appears to be replicated in the stories of missionary journeys in the book of Acts.
At that time the Lord appointed 72 others, whom he sent ahead of him in pairs to every town and place he intended to visit. He said to them, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. So ask the master of the harvest to send out laborers for his harvest. Go on your way. Behold, I am sending you like lambs among wolves. Carry no money bag, no sack, no sandals, and greet no one along the way. In whatever house you enter, first say, 'Peace to this household.' If a peaceful person lives there, your peace will rest on him. But if not, it will return to you. Stay in the house and eat and drink what is offered to you, for the laborer deserves his payment. Do not move about from one house to another. Whatever town you enter and they welcome you, eat what is set before you, cure the sick in it, and say to them, 'The kingdom of God is at hand for you.' Whatever town you enter and they do not receive you, go out into the streets and say, 'The dust of your town that clings to our feet, even that we shake off against you.' Yet know this, the kingdom of God is at hand. I tell you, it will be more tolerable for Sodom on that day than for that town." The 72 returned rejoicing and said, "Lord, even the demons are subject to us because of your name." Jesus said, "I have observed Satan fall like lightning from the sky. Behold, I have given you the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and upon the full force of the enemy, and nothing will harm you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your names are written in heaven."
I have known many people important to the local community who may not be believers at the time, but will be on your side, value your faith in Jesus Christ, open up opportunities to share the gospel with others, and introduce you to other community leaders. I have always thought of these people as people of peace, and there is a similar concept in the Old Testament where people who are not Israelites play important roles in God's plan and become part of God's people. On their mission, Jesus tells his followers to take nothing with them, but to look out for a person of peace. There is a sign that you have found the right person at the right time. Your peace will rest on them. If not, it will return to you when you say, "Peace to this house." So finding this person at the right time is key to what God calls his followers to do. This is significant because it is part of the advice Jesus gives as he gradually passes on his ministry to his followers. In fact, if you don't find the right person of peace at the right time, Jesus simply says, "Move on." In this context, a person of peace is someone who is open to hearing what God will give you to say to them at that moment. We need to keep our eyes open, looking for the people of peace that God puts in our lives. They are ready to hear God's message through us now. Perception is about testing to see if someone is a person of peace. Look for things they do and values they hold which are like those of Jesus. Talk to them about your experience of God. Offer to pray for them. Ask God for the right thing to say and to do. See if the peace of God within you rests on them as you do these things. There are two basic ways of sharing the gospel with a person of peace. The first is presence. It simply means making sure that your actions and your words reflect the life of Jesus. Let people see the difference that Jesus makes in your life. What would Jesus do and say? The second is proclamation. When the opportunity comes, explain the message of Jesus Christ in your own words and experience. Some people are especially gifted at doing this, but everyone is called to do this. Not all relationships are the same, but we are still called to look out for people of peace. The sprint is about passing relationships. When we only see or meet people once or twice, we may bring them one step closer to a relationship with Jesus Christ. So it's really important that we still treat them as a person of peace. The marathon is about the permanent relationships we have with family and close friends, as well as those that we meet through ministries at church that happen every week and build long-term relationships. There are lots of opportunities to do the presence part of the gospel, which is so important, and to prayerfully wait for the right opportunity to proclaim the message of the gospel. Preparation is about praying for the person of peace, finding opportunities to show them the life of Jesus in you and other Christians you know, and looking for opportunities to give them an experience of God in worship or prayer. Finally, power is about remembering that God does not leave us alone to do this. In fact, God draws people to himself and gives us the privilege of joining in. When Jesus sent the 72 out in groups of 2, he told them to take nothing with them, but they had each other and they had the power of God. So who is a person of peace to you? Pray for them now and ask others to do the same. You might want to look for other stories in Jesus' life for inspiration, such as Zacchaeus, the call of Peter, the woman caught in adultery, or the Samaritan woman at the well.